So first things first, since there are four people who've actually put in their posts, so we'll go to these four people first, which is, if y'all remember the spin wheel, so Ada, Avleen, Anjali,
Point.
all the A's, huh? All the A's, and the
Yeah, very
victory,
hardworking people.
and the victory. Oh, sorry, Vanshika.
I
Okay,
like it.
but
I
that's
like the colors.
dude. If I had like the first name that comes to your mind when you say Jay is Joker, so imagine that. Tumhara victory aata hai. That's so cool. And look at that. Harsh, yours is literally your name's meaning is literally who you are. Harsh. Uh,
Yes.
okay. So let's see who's the first person we are looking at. And we're gonna go through that person. You all sent me three posts, so I've picked one post out of it at random, honestly. But I did see all of them. Dude, that is so cool. We have
Victory.
Vanshika.
Victory.
Victory, dude. That is quite literally victory. What are you even saying? Is this show scripted? Lol. Okay. So here we go. And let's look at the butterfly. Oh, sorry, not butterfly. Let's look at Vanshika. Here we go. This is Vanshika's post. I want everybody to kind of give it a read. I'll open it up here. Except Vanshika, of course, since it's her post, so she can't be talking about it on what can be changed. This is Anurag Kulkarni's post. Interestingly, all four of you have sent me different kind of content. But today, right now, first, since victory, Vanshika has won, so we will go ahead and only focus on what she has written, and then we'll discuss what we could probably change. I'm going to leave the screen now, put myself off cam, and put myself on mute. Y'all give it a read, and then once you're done, react a thumbs up, and then we'll get started. Wait. Okay, and you can tell me when to. Yeah, I can do it this much. Okay, this is the photo that we're looking at, okay, guys?
Hmm.
Now I'm going to leave it here for you all to give it a read. I'll increase the size a little bit. Okay. Whenever you all have read, you can react a thumbs up so I know I can pick it up. Okay, Anjali is done. So I'll give another 30 seconds. Perfect. Any one of you, if whoever raises their hand first, I'll only talk to one person on this. So, which one of you would want to maybe give, like, share their thoughts on this, whether, what we could have probably changed in it? Let's look at the performance also, which is, I think that it's performed decently well. I wouldn't say that it's not a nicely written post. We're talking about what we can improve, which can get us more impressions. That's precisely what we're going to talk
Yes.
about.
That's what I would like to add here, that this post got us like a good number of likes, but it didn't get us the impressions that we wanted. That's where it failed somehow.
Awesome. So we will talk about that. I've prepared something, but anybody would want to add anything to it and say that, hey, I would maybe want to change something. Naman, let's target the newcomers, guys. Let's hassle him up. No, Harsh, we
Yeah.
probably know the answer. Let's hassle him. Yeah, Naman, what's up? How are you doing?
Hey, hi.
Hi.
Hi, Naman. Hi.
Okay, so something that I would change uh, is probably the ending, maybe.
So if you're saying that you do want to say in the end, the biggest challenge push us to grow in ways we never imagined, what probably would you want to say in the ending? Like, what's missing in the ending? What would you want to change in it?
Mm. it's like the whole post is just very insightful, and like obviously it was a personal story, so giving that. But at the end, it just felt like, like a generic message kind of. It felt like, for me.
Cool. Yeah, it's chill. Okay. So I'm not going now going to take all of us to what I did when I analyzed the post. But before I do that, there's one thing I would want to establish that, like Vanshika mentioned, this post got a lot of reactions, but it didn't get impressions. So impressions is something which works on the attention of it. Like for example, when I say something like, "Oh, Dipinder Goyal's wife's age is something you can't find online." So, like, we all know how old is he, but how old is his wife? And that essentially is like a trigger point. But the entire post, when I end up writing, is it turns about personal branding and it works well because that particular hook essentially works. But what are the other things that work in a post overall? Guys, emotion works very well. And I love that I'm talking about emotion now because whenever Anjali wins the raffle round, we will talk about that also because for her, the post that I have picked, it has a lot of emotion. So we'll talk about balancing that, reducing some stuff there. But here we feel we could have done more with emotion. Now let's look at what we could have done. Vanshika, quick feedback, okay? And now the mic's yours. So first is it's overly formal and it has a very case study tone. It's like, again, I said that it reads almost like a college assignment, focusing on sequential events. This happened, and this happened, and this happened. So, if we add more emotion to that, it becomes more believable and more heavy. But I feel that the conversational aspect is missing, which, not necessarily someone's pointed out, but I think it could have had been more conversational or story driven. Because it's a personal thing, right? Like, it's a big deal that he's gonna, I mean, I'm sure you would be probably thinking it'll go viral, that I'm talking about he's gonna shut down his company and all and everything. So we'll quickly go to that as well. Second point that I want to share is it lacks a powerful hook. Even though you're saying something like 4 years ago we were on the brink of shutting down, you kind of think we were at the brink of it. Maybe could we make it like more like heavier? Could we make it like more
Extreme.
emotional? Like, yeah, could we add more impact? Yeah, Harsh, add if you want to say something.
I just wanted to say that make it more extreme, like happened.
Yeah, because Brink is the problem that I have. Yeah, like
Mm.
Brink makes it like, a little bit like uncool. Like Brink makes it like not as much that it would probably be like whatevs. Okay, it's okay. Also, like I said, it's little bit generic. It could be better, but it's not a bad post or a bad hook. Even if it didn't perform, it's a good post, Vanchika, that you've written, by the way. Yeah? So it's okay, but it doesn't carry personal touch, which I, in a way, pointed out here also. It's overly personal, conversational, story driven style is not there. So we'll move on. Now here, MBA feels too centered. We're talking too much about, oh, I got like, I got the MBA degree that saved everything for me and all and everything. But we're not essentially talking about what was his personal effort, what was, his personal struggle into the process, or what did he essentially learn, how did all of that come out and all and everything. For somebody like him, at what age has he gone and he's done an MBA degree? Was it an executive degree? Did he literally go to a class? How did he do that MBA degree? I essentially was thinking about it if I could get a little bit insight on it. So one question around that, if we could ask, we would know. Vanshika, so did he go to get like how did he get the degree? Did he study, go to class, or did he just like take an executive MBA, study at home, and then just give the exams? How did he do that course?
He took the executive one, like it was a distance learning thing. So he only went like
For exams.
to the no, not even for the exams. Only like at the last week of their degree, on the last week, that time he went to London only for that. That is the only time.
So where is London here?
No, London is not here.
Dude, are you telling me that you're writing card for Indian audience and you didn't mention London? Stop that. You know how mouth-watering that is already. Dude, I'm salivating. Let me just gulp
Yes,
that in. So that's a miss, right? Now, very less personal
got it.
reflection. So I wasn't able to find that what was the turning point for him. Like in MBA, was there an example? I'll share a story, okay? And I'll show you a comment also about it. So there's a friend of mine for whom I wrote a post yesterday, right? Now with him, there's another friend of mine, Abhishek, who I worked with at Hauser, and I've written also that we got a project for 15 lakh, but then we did it in 1 lakh 5,000 rupees, 115 times less the cost or whatever and all and everything. But here, if you'll see, I'll show you an anecdote, most relevant I should find. Wait, I'll show you an anecdote of how like we all are talking about it. He's written very nice message for me, guys. Please go to my profile and read how good a person I was even before I got to House of Creators. But here what I wrote. I said, Abhishek, I found a colleague, a friend, a brother, whatever. But I said, I still remember that meeting with Deepak. Deepak Anand is the founder of Hauser. When he asked about Occupy's logo, a new logo we had to make. So Abhishek said, for fonts, logos, colors, we need to look at it like a human being. What would this person wear? Like maybe like a satin shirt or whatever. How do they talk? What does this person stand for? These are all the things that will essentially help you shape the logo. Now, this is one example which stayed back with me. I don't have in this post that what's that one learning that stayed back with him from MBA. You're saying cash flow payments and all, which is fine, makes it a little generic. But what specifically in that is something that he didn't know earlier, now he knows. So a good question to ask is like, so what is it that you didn't know earlier, which you now know? Can you give an example when you describe that so I can understand it better when I write content for you on your behalf, etc., etc. So that's point, like little less personal or very less personal, honestly, to be like crass. The version keeps it generic, missing the deeper personal note, and that's what we should add. Cool? Now, whatever I tell you from here on forward, I won't be able to give you all the answers of London, or I won't be able to tell you what was his personal insight. Those are the questions that we should ask. That's why we have a question bank training session, which essentially largely should happen next week. Having said that, now, what are the basic things in hooks and stuff that we could change, and emotion that we could change? Let me take you to the post. 4 years ago, I wanted to shut down my company. I didn't say SA Digital Films here. Why? Can anybody tell me why?
Personal effects, my company, personal.
No, Nashra.
Nobody knows the company.
Sorry, Vada, what are you saying, dude? Love that. Say it.
I don't know. Nobody
Maybe
knows the
because people
company.
might not know his company, but when someone says I was about to shut down my company, that is more
Yeah.
relatable or something like
Yeah.
people want to hear about that.
I would say something, guys.
I think because he wanted people to get into the entire post and not just like, you'll restrict your audience if you say shut down SA Digitals.
Perfect.
Maybe
Perfect.
that.
That is the answer. Avleen's the star student of this for sure. She's 100% correct. The thing is, the moment you say SA Digital Films, you end up find out about that, okay, this is a films company or films or something, or maybe it's a film or whatever and all and everything, right? So probably if I am running a company which has got nothing to do with films, I would not want to read the post anymore. But the moment I say my company, it's a little bit generic. So see how I'm telling you, don't make it generic inside, but I'm telling you keep the hooks a little bit generic. Because when they're a little open, someone will say, okay, he was going to shut down his company. So what? Because that thought probably someone would have thought or not thought, or someone who's applying or not applying probably could read. But this one decision changed everything. So I use a double hook, which probably would make more people click and say, okay, what that is, right? Now, one very big thing that I found, Vanshika, in the post was something that you missed was you had it. This is the best decision I ever made. You already had an extreme superlative which was available to you already. We have taught this in the trainings also that we could use it in the hook above. Probably people will click, okay, best decision, worst decision, etc., etc. People want to know. Having said that, something like this that I would suggest. Now, in 2021, due to COVID, we faced many problems in the digital films. Quickly telling, payments we were not happening, could say payments froze, payments were not, nobody was paying us. Even better if I would say the payments froze, nobody was paying us could also work. Like my point is, I don't want to edit it right now, but the point is you could say anything, but 3 steps I've said which are the problem. After them saying, I almost shut down the whole thing. If I had the information, on December 2023, I decided that I will shut this down on whatever. And that was that pivotal moment when he thought that I would probably want to change. You can add more personal anecdotes, but see, shut down, more. I'm not saying the brink of closure, collapse, shut down. I'm saying I wanted to. Choice that I'm making. Emotion becomes stronger, works out well. Then, friend said, take a safe job. Honestly, I was tempted. Again, the way you've written the post, that angle can be covered in it for sure. I wanted to keep it brief and move on with it. But then I asked myself, if I quit it, what will happen? From here on, by now the person is hooked to the story. So you could use any style at this point to write the story or communicate your message and add details of London, etc., and all. Why did you choose only to go to London and not do something from India when you're doing business in India? Good question to ask to the founder also, right? Having said that, then I had an engineering degree, I kind of did AI courses and all and everything, etc. I did, but still something was missing. So I shared my struggles with a friend who runs a marketing agency or who does something. Because who is this friend? Introduce this character a little bit if you don't want a name, right? Because here you're saying that, oh, a friend told me, a friend suggested pursue MBA, and I just said, okay, let's do it. So you know what I'm saying? Like, it's too quick for that. So what is the credibility of this friend? Right? Like, if I end up saying that, oh, a friend told me to do that. But when I tell you, okay, that friend is actually the founder of a company in America, running it from the last 10 years, and maybe like he's a big brand, or he has like a lot of followers, or he's making a lot of money, that adds that credibility and all and everything. So probably we could add that without even naming the person. He suggested me to get an MBA degree. I thought, okay, another degree, whatever. But it turned out to be the best decision of my life. I like that line, so I kept it. Now, what did that decision change? What were the actionable things that were changed? What's the insight there? I want to know that. Add contrast to the popular opinion on how people say that degrees don't matter, and here somebody is saying that degrees matter. That's a very good point, which I feel we missed in this post, because everybody says degrees. I say degrees don't matter, dude. So I was like, really? So I read the post and I was like, really? I'm not really convinced. And why is he talking about this today? Is it because he found his MBA degree somewhere? What is the context? Why is he randomly just talking about this thing? Was it did he read a news that someone's company shut down? So which reminded him that he was going to think about shut down his company? So that context is missing. Could be a part of the post, could be in the beginning, could be in the end, could be in the middle, but that makes the post more authentic and believable and makes people engage or connect. Finally, at the end, add closing message like, you only see how the dots connect when you look back. I picked it up something from your last line. But my point is, sorry, this last line. But my point is that could be anything or everything. It's just that you would want to add one closure message out of it. Even if it's generic, it works. Like Naman said, it's maybe a little generic for me. If it's generic, keep it short, it still works. If it's long and generic, it doesn't necessarily work. Now, I would say we use this picture. Bro, tell me, Vanshika, why didn't you ask him to give him the picture of his degree? Come on, isn't it cool?
Yes, I at that time I guess he was not available or something, so I had to just use whatever I had, like whatever pictures he shared with me earlier. So this was the most relatable out of all.
Which is chill, but my point is, this is if we would have got, which is a good picture. I wouldn't say it's a bad picture, but I would say if we would have gotten like a screenshot of like his degree thing and all and everything, that would have aced it. We could have changed the timeline of it and probably could have worked. And there is a person who has done this. Who was, I don't know why Alfie has linked is saved here. Okay, I'll show you the person. Okay, of course you wouldn't know this person because no one really knows him. He's not that big. But it'll show you oh my God, the repost aptly was ruined. Bill Gates actually Bill Gates actually shared his resume once. Yeah, this one. This is Bill Gates' resume. Come on, yeah. So the post is kind of short, sweet. Whether you're a recent grad or college dropout, I'm sure your resume looks a lot better than mine did 40 years ago. Of course, you're old, dude. Move on. But my point is that you get me? Yeah.
Also, there's this one post by Vineet Nair. He has also shared that also went like very viral. Vineet Nair. Yeah.
The first one.
N-A-Y-A-R.
NAYAR, okay.
Hanji. The CEO of Sampark Foundation. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Foundation folks are gonna work on LinkedIn in general because
When you go to the images, you'll find it. But the post
I go to
was
emojis.
really-
Yeah, I'll go to images.
Yeah, this post.
Oh, dude, are you kidding me? This is so dope. Look at that, Vanshika. Y'all are looking at it. Hmm.
I shared this with Anupama ma'am. Please give me a mark sheet.
Yeah, and let's see how that works out for you also, Avleen, and then maybe we'll have more insights there as well. Like I am doing an experiment of putting videos on my profile and then I'll share insights. Similarly, Avleen is trying it out and she can share insight. So whenever we're writing content, we can always try and figure out that what more could we do, which will then probably help us share the insight with the team that, hey, I tried this and it worked. Every single piece of content, if you think at it like that, your jobs will become more fun. Otherwise, you'll always just think like, oh, we're just writing content, yeah. So that gap in space you have, and with the new optimization, I'm hoping everybody will have more time. And with me not taking too much time on the calls, I'm also hoping that I'm saving more time to the team. We're recording the call, thank God. 13% left. I'm gonna turn off my camera and put my charger quickly. And at the same time, let's run. Who do you think is gonna be the next person? Let's just put bets on.
My 100 rupees on Ada.
100
Anjali.
rupees. Harsh, come on. You're richer than that.
Ada,
Anjali.
for myself.
1,000
I guess
rupees or
Anjali.
other.
Oh, damn. Harsh has just got 10x on his rating.
Afleen.
Anjali
I
and
think
Ada.
I
Okay.
also tell your amount as well, guys. That this is the real man.
Okay.
Okay, 2,000 on Anjali.
Wow.
Damn. Okay, let's go. Let's see.
If you guys lose, give it all to me.
Oh, it is
I
Ada.
took her name, no?
Gosh, did something.
Okay, cool. Very cool.
Contact number is same as UPI. Like, guys can just.
Yeah, but Ada doesn't have UPI, so. Okay, guys, check this out. So Ada sent me this post. Ada didn't send me a post like Vanshika did where, she'd written something for one of her clients. Ada sent me a post of one of the creators, which I like because we have variety now to discuss about. We want to keep the LinkedIn Huddle call more around content and less just around work. So this is Lara's post. Lara's a friend. Now, Lara doesn't like me because I like Jasmine more. But the easiest way to overcome imposter syndrome, take thought of any equation. If an opportunity comes, take it. If a new task comes, plan it. If self doubt comes, ignore it. Action beats overthinking every time. This is the picture. I've dropped that. Now I'm coming here, increasing the size to it, and leaving it here for you all to read. Giving you 2 minutes. Thumbs up when done, please, so I know. Okay, so I think everybody's done. Okay, so now first things first, I wanna talk about this, and for this, I would pick anybody who wants to talk. She's got 2,000 reactions on this, correct? This is a post 1 week ago, correct? We go to Lara's profile, we see she has 2.5 lakh followers, right? 200k, 250k followers, right? And her best post has gotten 5,000 reactions, right? Is her profile's engagement really good? Avleen, what do you think about it?
No, I feel like I have a different opinion on profiles like Lara, Sahil Bloom, and all that their content only works because they have good followers. I mean, I really find their content very very generic, and I personally don't enjoy reading them.
Perfect.
So yeah, like content is very generic. If I'll try this same content on couples profile, I'm 5,000% sure it will not work.
Correct. And now I'll
Yeah.
show you my profile very quickly. I have like 40,000 followers and I have 9,000 reactions. This is the same post. 6,000 reactions or like 5,000 reactions or like 3,000 reactions. This is a good profile. These are good numbers because someone who has 5 times less followers, I don't even have 50,000, okay? And I'm still able to get that. So this becomes a good content base because people would remember what I have written. People are not going to remember this post that Lara has written. So that's why it's not a good post. So whenever you're writing content, you'll have to ask yourself, will people remember it? However, let's break her down. Let's break her post down. Sorry, I also don't like Lara. We have like this equation. Okay, first is too generic and motivational, right? Don't write vague self-help posts. This is a vague self-help post. It doesn't work, especially in India. For Indian market, it never really works. Even for your profile, it will not really work. The content should have real examples, experiences, and insights, which makes people connect. This post just feels like an overuse of just do it, let's go, let's do this, or whatever and all and everything. Cool? Second point feedback is lack of personal story, which means lack of personality. Simply, I could just say that. Because personal story adds personality to something, and this post doesn't have that. So, no personal experiences, specific challenges, or a concrete example, something I've already said. Third, the CTS to salesy. Let's just look at it again. So, she's selling. Everybody knows she's selling. We all know she's selling. This is not gonna
Yeah, and
work.
also that is very hard selling, not even soft.
Too hard sell, yeah, and Indians are not like that. Indians don't buy on things like these and all and everything. It doesn't necessarily work. Now, let's look at if we had to rewrite the post with the little information that we have. My favorite life hack, generic. Stop overthinking, generic. Start executing, generic. But what could I do? In 2019, I wanted to grow my LinkedIn. I spent weeks, how many weeks could add that, researching content strategies. Then one day I said, screw it. Wait, let me make it better like I gave Vanshika feedback. Screw it all. Oh, wait. Let me say, screw all of it. Or let me say, screw it all. Who cares? Words don't matter, the emotion does. I wrote my first post and hit publish. That post didn't go viral, it got 7 likes, but the habit stuck. Now, every time I want to achieve something, I follow the same formula. Clear, 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 easy to read. I had to pick it up from there only because that was the post I was given. And I couldn't ask Clara any questions. The fastest way to hit big goals is small daily actions, not planning, researching, just taking action. If you've been waiting for a sign to start something, this is it. Drop a fire if you're finally done overthinking and you would want to take action. And then, essentially she could go and probably make the sale to the person in comments or maybe in her DMs. So this is the brief that I could probably quickly edit or could change that. But that's my feedback on the post, and that's why when you would have tried a post like that, it would have not worked for your clients, including what all we have discussed on the call. Cool. Any questions on it? Oh yeah, Vanshika, go for it.
Yes, so like Lara and all like Justin Penfuera, like they also have this thing in their end that buy this sample course or join this newsletter and everything. So that is kind of their goal that they want to achieve. So now if we say that they should not hard sell it by like adding it at the end of every post. So like are we saying that they should totally avoid mentioning that in every content, like, and just do it purely by their content only and not mentioning everywhere? Like, did you get my
I get it. I get it. So I'll answer that. That's why I stopped sharing. Guys, understand this, okay? So the issue with influencers and perception and personal brands and all come and fall in the same category. So let's say the issue with influencers is this, that everybody just ends up saying that, oh, they're here again to sell, and people hate that. You hate that, I hate that, we all hate that, and that's the reason why that I categorically don't do any brand ads or paid promotions on my profile, because it kind of like really dilutes your brand and it sucks, right? So the point over here is very simple. It works for their country because there people don't want to connect emotionally. In India, people are very emotional people. We really want to know what's behind it and all and everything and stuff like that and want to connect with it. So when you're saying that you want to hard sell, maybe you could hard sell in one post, yeah. But if every single post you will say that you want to hard sell on, it becomes a problem. An interesting thing, Vanshika, is this, that many of our clients, they also go through the same problem. They look at all of these foreign people, they're like, oh, they are getting so much engagement and we want to do the same thing and we want to go and do that and all and everything. It doesn't work in India. It's our job as
Yeah, couple.
Kapil, yeah, it's our job as experts to explain them. Also, people like Lara or Yasmin or like Welch, Justin, all of these people, they have built that community for so long and they're getting such low engagement rates because they're posting this post not for someone who's been following them for years. They're posting this post for someone who's been following, who is a new follower who started following them, and they're like, okay, let me sell it to the new person. Understand the psychology over here. I'll tell you, someone told this to me yesterday, and that's why I took example of my profile. A close friend of mine said to me that, you know that Niharika Kaur Sodhi, and she's a dear friend, okay? We literally discussed her outfits for her TED, like we're pretty close. But Niharika's posts also, she does very good content. I actually love her content. But if I ask you that what is the Niharika's best post, you'll not remember. That is the issue with when you do content like this, Vanshika. You can't remember. If you
Yeah,
want,
she's very Ankur Warikoo coded.
Ankur Vaigo coded, and actually she's not Ankur Vaigo coded. She is very Ali Abdal coded, Alfia. If you would see everything that she has done, it's very Ali Abdal. I know the inside news, so I'm telling you. She copy pasted everything of Ali Abdal, and now she's built a very good model
You
around it.
can I just wanted to tell you, you called Avleen Alfia.
Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry. Alpha is literally in my head and also on my links also because she's given me pain before this call, yeah, that's why. But thanks. But yeah, Avleen, my point is this only, yeah. Sorry, like kill me for it. But my point is this that you don't remember. If you don't remember, like Harsh wrote this post, right, where he said that my company is firing. We all remember it. And if we don't remember it, I've made sure that everybody remembers it because I can talk so much about it.
I remember because when I first read it, I was like, what?
Yeah,
Then
I
read
know.
it.
That's so that's what I'm saying, and that's something that misses the mark. And that's why when I do content, I'm trying to like look around and everything. And it's not that in the process of me trying to find content, I don't make mistakes. I do. Once I did a post where I literally like took someone else's idea and tried to because it was a real thing. It happened with us also, and I posted that post, and that person came and said, "Jatin, you're better than this. I follow your content. Why did you copy?" And I was like, "Shit, that sucks, man." So mistakes happen, and that's completely fine. But my point is this: that if people don't remember what I'm saying, there's no point. Like the Kaju video I've posted, people are gonna remember it because people are talking about it on the call. There was somebody in the company was calling me Dora the Explorer, so I told them that my hat is much better than her hat, even though they look largely identical. Right, Harsh. Okay, so check this out. Let's move on to the next person now. Any more questions, sorry, on this? No? Because we have like, oh wow, we have like around 20-30 more minutes. Quickly. Okay, now we only have two people. We have Anjali and Alfia.
And again, it's HSC colors. It's HSC colors.
It's HSC colors, but it's Anjali and Avleen.
Anjali and Avleen.
Avleen, Anna, I know that one I made on purpose, yeah.
Okay.
Guys, you should tell Alfia that Jatin is so scared of you that he's just, even if he's delivering, he's thinking that what will Alfia do if I do not finish this work before I close it before 5 p.m. on a Friday? See, both Alfia and Ayushi, both of them, yeah, both of them make my life difficult. Okay, so, okay, who is putting money where, guys? Quickly, let's go there.
I am out.
I think Avleen.
Okay, so you're putting money on Avleen, so I'll put money on Anjali.
Please give money actually, not just say it.
Yeah.
Nobody's getting any money, guys. Especially after.
I'm not putting money.
Okay, let's find out. Dude, it's like so like, I'm sorry, but like this stuff gets to me. Avleen! Okay, cool. Awesome. So let's quickly go and check out Avleen, and then after that we'll check out Anjali. Just look at my this thing. Okay. Quickly, let's go to Avleen first. So let's look at Avleen's post. Avleen, I loved the post that you sent. Avleen's was shortest post. She'd sent me three. I picked the shortest one. I was like, let's do that. And it makes sense that this kind of posters come from Harsh's team, by the way, okay? So, love that. Now, this is the post. It will not take 10 seconds for you all to read, so I'll read it out for you. You'll make wealth when you stop spending time with those who hate wasting time. You'll find peace when you spend time with those who don't care about time, okay? So, this is what he has written. It's gotten a lot of reactions and all and everything. So, now we're going to go look at Decode and see why it has worked. First things first, the post. Okay, let's break down this post. I don't have any feedback on this post. I like the post. The post says what we've just read. So I'll break down the post for you now. What's the science behind it? You'll make wealth, something everyone wants, when you spend time. The constant factor. Who hate wasting time? The point. Okay, the connect. Then in the next line he says, you will find peace. So people want wealth or people want peace. Something everyone thinks they don't have when they get wealth, one thing, but also something that people, those who are wealthy, would want. People who are wealthy, people think they would either want peace or they would either want time. Works well, okay, connects well. When you spend time, again, the constant factor remains the same. Who don't care about time, the contradiction of it. So you're saying who hate wasting time, but here you're saying the contradiction, people who don't really care about time at all, whether they're wasting it or not and everything, which is really, really interesting. And that's why it works, because when you read it, you take a second and you think like, wait, what did I just read? Like, okay, insightful, okay, so that he makes people dwell on a simple line like this because he writes content like that, and Kunal writes a lot of his content like that because that's how he thinks, and that's why it's easy to see that and spot that in his brand. But is it replicatable? Let's find that out. I'm going to give an example of it. You will be richer when you compete with those who never give up. You'll be happier when you compete with those who never compare. This is Avleen's post. So, Avleen, what do you think about it?
Nice.
Okay, I'll give you another example. You will find clarity when you speak to those who seek truth. You'll spark creativity when you speak to those who question the truth. I could have written who don't accept that truth. That would have had been much better, but it wasn't going in my OCD design, so I chose this.
I like the first one better.
That's why I kept it first. Because this spark creativity and all becomes very creative, like and just goes there. Okay, last one. You learn faster when you study with those who question everything. You'll think deeper when you study with those who don't accept those answers.
Yeah, good one, good one.
Yeah, I kept these for you because you want to go and prepare for your exam. So I was like, in the end, I'll keep studying one for everything. Okay, cool. Lovely. So now finally, there's no need to go to the lucky wheel again. Anjali is the one for whom we'll go and now read the post, and it's gonna take us a sec. No, this is gonna. I need to copy link. Okay, so for Anjali, we're gonna go here. Boom, and okay. This is Anjali's post. I'm gonna show you the pictures first, which is I think really cool. So it's Anjali herself. It's a personal brand, which is a good thing. And then she's showing screenshot of like, hey, I've made $80 or I've made $250. Now, this is the proof that she is attached to it, which is something which is very logical. We suggest also that when you have proof, it works. Now I'm going to read, like y'all should read it and then we will decode it. Putting my camera off so I don't distract you. Putting myself on mute. Whenever I see thumbs ups and whenever I see, let's say 3 thumbs ups, I will scroll the post. Go for it. Awesome. I'm guessing you all have read it by now. Cool? Perfect. So now let's quickly look at what is it that I would want to probably recommend over here. I like the post, first of all. I like the post, Anjali. I like the post. And to you, I would like to tell you this that sometimes even when we write very good content, it is the thing that LinkedIn algorithm is also at play, right? I would have a video which has only gotten like 10,000 impressions and I'm like, why the hell is that happening? Because it's a good post. Sometimes that happens and that's okay. Your job is to always keep on throwing good content so that one day when LinkedIn wants to give you that 1 million, 2 million, 5 million impressions on a single post, that post is a good post. So if it's a good post, then more people end up following you. But would I want to suggest changes to this? Yes. So here we go. First, repetitive ideas. And I think this is something that I found there for sure, which is like the post spends too much time reinforcing the struggle, making it sound like an uphill battle with no clear direction. And that is not how we want to position our personal brand. So, reducing, while establishing struggle is important, but also putting a break on that is equally important. So, your writing should be more structured with takeaways and insights that feel actionable. I felt that the actionable insight was not there even towards the end of the post. It was more motivational for me, which was going more towards the side of saying that, don't give up and go for it and stuff like that and all and everything. So it wasn't as actionable for me. So I wouldn't want to repost it. But do I like the read? Of course I do. Now, second, Ending is, like I said, ending is open ended. CTA is asking people to DM feels a little broad, right? We're saying at the end of it, we're saying that, if your initial stage of struggle, where your pitches are getting lost, clients even DM me, I'll help you out. If you could give people a more clearer, actionable insight, then the DM would probably make more sense. Uh, Structure. I think we need more structured guidance there. I'm not like against the emotion side of it that has come, but I think we need to balance that out also, so that you look like a personal brand who can be trusted for the solution also, because you're not all emotion, you're way more. Having said that, first thing we'll discuss is the hook. I made my first dollar. Let's remove as a writer. Why are we removing as a writer, Anjali?
For I think the same reason that we removed the essay digital one.
Exactly what Avleen said, and I concurred. If we remove that, hook becomes shorter, and also it becomes more relevant to more people because more people want to make money. Harsh did a post last month for Tarun, which got 339,000 impressions, for which he also got the award for the most viral creator, because he was saying in that post that is 1 crore annual income enough? People want to know about money. But the moment you say it's for writers, they'd be like, oh yeah, another writer, and they move on. Having said that, but the road to that dollar almost broke me, okay, or the road to that making that buck or money or whatever almost broke me. So the hook is could be shorter. Here right now the hook is kind of like a line. We want to like make it a little shorter. Yes, Avleen, go for it.
I just have one suggestion before I forget it. So we can also like start the post by I worked for free for almost a year before I made my first dollar. And no, I'm not complaining. So like people can come and read that, oh, why has this person worked for free for a year? Something of that sorts.
I would like that works, but I would say that even a better hook than that, if you want to take that route, would be then say not don't say before I made my first dollar. Say before I made $80 or like $261 or whatever that number is, because that number helps, and also there is proof of that in the post. The issue with Anjali's post that I find here is I don't see how the proof is connecting in the post. It's not. When I wrote the post for Ada, where like I had made the mistake of sending her $2,000, I added that math in the post, and when people went to the post, they connected with it. When I wrote a post when I talked about how my sister got fired from Tesla on 3rd of May, Friday, I mentioned that, and in the email that she sent me a screenshot of, there was proof that Friday email it was there. So that connect is essentially missing for me. So we could take the route that you're taking, but then I would want to mention those numbers because, like we said, so I could make this generic dollar also, like making my first $80 almost broke me. I could buy that, right? Now, second is the body. Before that, I spent a year. If anyone wants to interrupt, you can, right? Because I go in a flow and all, so I'll take those questions. Now, the body. Before that, I spent a year figuring things out. I want to say all of this. I want to give them Anjali. I want to give them like a I want to give them like a immediate rush of emotion and saying that 50 proposals, rejected, ignored, worked for free, got scammed, ghosted, and I also wrote for 10 paise per, or less per word or whatever and all everything. But it's F style writing. Easy to consume because I know many people are going to consume this on their mobile phones, so that. But one client gave me a shot, and the twist happens there. Okay, what changed now? And then you go and you say, that's how things change. Of course, you add more element to it of the story and all everything. I like the story that you've put in, so you could explain, but then not overnight, not all at once, 1 minute at a time or whatever and all everything. Could skip that, I'm fine with it. But I'm saying that the impact of the less words, thuk comes. Then take a couple of lines and paragraph and add that, and it works, right? But if the entire post can't be just this, the entire post can't be just that, but it explains. I'll tell you the favorite part is this, the end. Takeaways if you're in the early struggle phase. Don't undervalue free work if you're using it to build proof. Your first few clients will pay you less. Do it to get testimonials. If you're getting no responses, your portfolio is the problem, fix it. Consistency is always better than waiting for perfect opportunity. Eventually, word of mouth beats pitching. But any of this advice will only help you if your work can actually deliver. If you're struggling to land projects, drop me a comment. I'll share what platforms worked for me. I like it because here I'm saying that because I wrote it, but I also like it because here I'm saying that I will share what platform that's worked for me. So here I'm leaving something that I have not told something in the post, which you can then come and talk to me. So I'm giving you a reason to come and ask me if you're really legit, and I'm also giving you 5 point of value, immediately giving you that rush. See, I know so much, and I'm giving you that conclusion also. That essentially works for me well in this, and with that, we are closed with the feedback on it. Anjali, would love to hear from you since it's a personal profile post, and I like that, that we had a personal profile post also to kind of talk about. What do you think about it?
No, I think I agree with all of the pointers, especially the ending. The actionable steps should have been there, and I realized it after reading the ones that you gave. So I think, yeah, that was missing. Maybe that could have been the defining factor.
I wrote everything in your post. Like I did complain a little bit for Anurag's post where I said that, oh, I didn't have the information. For Lara's post, I was like, I don't have any information at all, right? But for your post, I had that information. It was already available in the post. It was a little bit about structuring. See, guys, we're trying to make people feel an emotion when they're reading our content, and when they're feeling that emotion, why do we want them to feel that feeling or emotion? Because we want them to remember what we're writing. When people meet me, they usually tell me about, oh, I read that post, oh, this has happened. I love it because they are telling me about my life. Thank you for giving me that much brain space. But if in every post I go and I start talking about, okay, this founder, this personal branding, that personal branding, this, that, those, and all and everything, they're not going to remember. They're going to remember, okay, he talks about personal branding. That's it. Or he talks about LinkedIn, that's it. But they're not going to remember me as a person. And it's very important for people to remember my personality. Because only then would they remember me for a very long term. They would remember me when someone's like, whatever, whatever. So that's what we want. And I think with that, awesome, guys. I'm finishing calls at 2:50. Is anybody noticing that despite me saying random stuff in 50 minutes of closing the stuff? Uh, yes, thank you, much needed. But having said that, anybody has any questions, I'll take them. Otherwise, stop the recording. And good luck to you, Nikita, when you watch this video. And yeah, that's about it.
I